Today was an absolute banger for professional wrestling news. We have a new massive WWE signing, 2 AEW departures. Guys, we got to talk about it. Plus, a update on AEW's TV deal with Triller. It's all coming up right here on the Ango show. All right, guys, if you want more videos like this, go ahead and click subscribe. This way you never miss a video. I want to kick things off with Triller because there are a lot of things being talked about with Triller. Triller obviously does, they have like this deal with AEW. However, AEW has now ceased offering its pay-per-view events through Triller. You guys might remember Triller was Fight TV. Basically, there is a lot of financial uncertainty with this company. This company is not doing too well. AEW's focus now appears to be on Prime Video and YouTube. But AEW, obviously, long term, we know their plan is to go onto HBO Max. Excuse me. So, with this news, basically, Triller is just really suffering. And AEW Double or Nothing was not available on Triller for the live, but now it is available VOD. So I think that tells you everything you need to know regarding that, right? Like, I think Triller clearly having this financial issue is a problem for AEW. AEW doesn't see it as a safe bet. Perhaps Triller and AEW just, it's not going to work out. Now, what's interesting, because I don't use Triller, I did for like indie shows and stuff, but for AEW, I didn't use it. But I've actually seen a lot of people on social media who are bothered by this news, and that is largely due to the fact that Triller, for a long time, was a very reliable service for AEW pay-per-views. And I think one thing that I saw, and you guys could correct me if I'm wrong, but one thing that I saw was a lot of people like the fact that if you bought the pay-per-view, it stayed in your library. So you could always go back and rewatch it, which is a very, very nice thing. Now, with that being said, Triller's situation just, there's rumors of them selling, seeking further investment. Nobody really knows what's going to be happening. But there is a lot of speculation that Triller is going to be for sale. And now the conversation becomes who steps up to buy it. I know this sounds crazy, but could WWE under TKO potentially be the one to do so? I don't know how that would work. I don't know how that would work. But I do think maybe there would be some interest, right? TKO, Endeavor. Endeavor, by the way, when it comes to streaming technology, they are so big into that business where I think it just naturally would make sense for them to try to go after Triller. But I don't know. I'm just speculating on my own. I'm raising that question. But for AEW, it seems like this is kind of like the end for them and Triller. Not saying it can never get revisited, but when it comes to live pay-per-view, it's done. All right, guys. Abaddon is gone from the company. Yep, she's gone from AEW. Several months ago, I told you guys it would be happening. We were waiting for the confirmation as to when. And today, that confirmation has came. May 30th, 2025, Abaddon has revealed on social media that she is, in fact, gone from AEW. And this sucks, man. She's one of the OGs in the company. She's one of the people in the company. You know, like, not getting TV time is a problem. Not being a focal point is a problem. And I think Abaddon, they are such a great wrestler. You know what I mean? They're just a really good wrestler. And so some people might not agree with that statement. But what I think makes a good wrestler is somebody who is good in the ring. Decently good in the ring. Doesn't need to be Will Ospreay, right? Good enough in the ring, good enough with the character, and good presentation. And Abaddon has that. Like, to me, I feel like I can easily see Abaddon walk into TNA, walk into WWE, and immediately have some sort of push as a serious, credible heel. And NXT would actually be a really good place to even further develop their skills. So, it's crazy, right? AEW got rid of another original. But they have no plans. They probably will never have plans. And that's why something like this happens. Now, I want to read you guys the tweets. She says, they said, my time with AEW is coming to an end. My contract expires in June and I will not be renewed. The emotions I'm currently trying to manage are incredibly difficult and full of conflict as I reflect on my time there. My goal is to not let this be it for me. because I love wrestling too much to just stop. I've put in a lot of hard work that I will now be able to showcase more often. While my heart is currently broken, you can bet that I'm still going to show up for training next week. If you are looking to book me, please send an email to bookabadonhere@gmail. Abaddon also made it clear that they're not going to be taking podcasts. So, clearly some emotions for Abaddon. Clearly, Abaddon is impacted by this. We got to wait and see what the next move is, right? That's what we're waiting for. What is the next move? How does Abaddon move forward? I'm not going to say AEW fumbled Abaddon. I'm not going to say AEW did wrong by Abaddon. Sure, it would have been nice to see more opportunities for Abaddon considering how long they were in the company. But at the same time, you have a bloated roster and you got to make cuts somewhere. And they're not going to re-sign somebody if they just for the sake of doing it. So that is also over. Abaddon isn't the only person leaving AEW. So is Mariah May. Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Mariah May is gone from AEW and been removed from the AEW roster page. In addition to that, WrestleVotes, PW Insider, Fightful, and pretty much everybody else has reported that she is expected in WWE imminently. So that's massive. Now, of course, people are going to say AEW fumbled Mariah May. You might be shocked to hear me say this, guys, but that's not true. AEW did a remarkable job with Mariah May. They did. She came from Stardom. Her lifelong goal was to be in WWE. She tried out for WWE years ago. She did stuff for WWEshop.com. She couldn't make it. She went to Stardom. After Stardom, went to AEW. She did great things in AEW. And then she's gone. Not a problem for AEW, honestly. AEW, I'm not trying to defend AEW, but like Mariah May is a great talent. Didn't want to be there. She made it clear. Now she's going to WWE. AEW didn't fumble her, but the truth is maybe they could have done more with her, right? But I feel like they did so well with Mariah May, and that's exactly why WWE signed her. So AEW is going to have this problem forever. Unless they become the number one promotion, people who grew up with the dream of being in WWE, they're not going to stop. They're not going to stop and say, no, I don't want to go to WWE anymore. No, they're going to say, hey, I am leaving AEW to go to WWE. That's my dream. And Tony Khan is going to have to deal with that forever. People will use him and his company and his platform as a way to get to WWE. It is what it is. But I can't knock AEW's booking of Mariah May. She had an amazing storyline there. Great championship run. Great talent. Not shocked at all by this at all. How would you guys debut Mariah May? I think you bring her in at Evolution. And I think she's the one to take the belt off of JC Jane in NXT. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Sorry, my sinuses are kicking in. The allergens are out. But hopefully you guys understand. I'll see you guys next time.